Hi, Midlife Goddess here. We haven't talked in a while, have we? I want to tell you some things today. Some things that I've been thinking about. I haven't made a video in a little bit, but I've had a lot of thoughts, and I've been listening to a lot of information, a lot of videos about guys talking about how they really feel like women are just impossible to date now, and they feel like women just don't want them. And that's kind of a recurring theme. But I think that a lot of these guys will find that women have the exact same complaints. So I feel there's some hope in that. I want to talk about what you should put, for sure, include on your dating profile, just to save everyone some time and energy. No wasted time if this information's already on there. But before that, I want to say that guys in your 30s, you have it a lot easier right now. You have it easier because women expect less of you. The older you get, the more she expects, because she thinks, oh, he's had time to get this done, right? So, and if she's lenient in this stuff being done, oftentimes it's going to be only for a guy who's a lot younger than her. Not for a guy her own age, and not for a guy older. That's not fair, but that's kind of the truth. So I think the hardest time for guys to date is in their 40s if they have not achieved what women would consider to be a moderate amount of financial independence, as in has a good job, has a house or other assets, has his own car, his own house, this, that. But I, can tell you that there are plenty of people that check all the boxes and have all these things, and women still don't want to go out with them. And I can't even explain to you what the reasons are, because sometimes these guys are perfectly nice, there's nothing wrong with them, and then women just don't want to go out with them. They're not ugly, they're not awful in any way. I don't know what it is, and I'm not being very helpful here, and I know that. I know I'm not. But I think it really comes down to chemistry, and my suspicion is that the chemistry thing is very much related to testosterone level. And if I'm right, I'm not a doctor. I have to tell you that because you thought I was, right? You can see me in a lab coat. But no, I think that the higher testosterone people are probably just generally more attractive. And it doesn't mean that they're better catches at all. It just means they're more attractive to women for some weird reason. So it's an easy thing to fix. Very easy. But some things you just can't chalk up to anything other than chemistry. And chemistry, you're not going to know unless you meet the person in person. You have to see them in person to see if you feel any sort of connection or chemistry with them. But some things you can put on your dating profile that will save everyone a lot of time to let them know if they are going to want to meet you, to even find out if you have that spark or not. Some things that are not included in a lot of dating profiles that I think should be are, let's start with the most obvious one, the real height. Women want to know what the real height is, because unless a woman's like 5 foot tall, then anyone's tall enough for her. But if she's like 5'9" and you're 5'6", it could work. If she meets you in person and she sees that, it'll be fine if she's attracted to you anyway. But on a dating app, she's probably not going to go for it. Just saying, it's kind of how it is. So I think real height is something that's worth putting on there. Another thing is that women want to know if you have kids or not. They want to know if you have kids. They want to know if you're divorced or separated. A lot of guys say that they're single, but they're really not divorced. They're just separated. Women definitely care about whether you're actually, like, you have the paperwork, you're divorced. And they want to know that the person's divorced, because if you've ever met somebody who's just separated and not divorced, oh my gosh, they're emotional wrecks, pretty much. That's what I've noticed. So I think that it's just one of those things that most women want to wait till a guy is absolutely divorced before they're interested in possibly dating him and meeting him. They want to know if he has kids because they want to know if that fits into their life or not. Like if you're a woman who doesn't have kids, like I don't really want to date anyone with kids, you know, not unless they're out of the house. I mean, I don't want to go to kids sports or whatever the sports are. I don't want to do it. I just want to hang out with the guy that I'm dating. And I think that a lot of women who don't have children, we're sort of used to doing things on our own time, not on a schedule. And if you have kids, you have to I'm sure if you have kids, you know this, you have to be super on a schedule, constantly on a schedule to keep things going. So say if you have kids, say if you're divorced or not, all the way divorced, say your real height. And the next thing is they want to know if you're a homeowner. Now, women who rent probably don't care if you rent too. Women who own a home pretty much want a guy who either owns a home or has some sort of investment that is equivalent to a home. You know, like there's a million investments. I mean, if you are in a position where you're like, I need money, we're on YouTube. There's hundreds of thousands of videos that talk about side gigs you can get. And I always wonder when people watch a bunch of dating videos, but then they're like, well, I'm too broke to date. I'm like, well, fix that problem first and then go to the dating problem. You know what I mean? Like check. Because you definitely have to, it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You have to have like your own food, shelter, stability before you start looking to mesh with someone else. And you want to date a woman who's got equal to you too, right? Because you're not looking to be used. You don't want to feel used. So you want to be with somebody who finds you attractive on the same level as she is. So you're a homeowner, she's a homeowner. You have a good job, she has a good job. Or you're van life, she's van life. You're cool with camping, she's cool with camping. Whatever your speed is, you know, it doesn't matter what it is. There's there's unlimited potential for people that want to do exactly what you want to do at the level. There are people that don't value material things whatsoever. They just literally could live in a house with a bunch of roommates the rest of their life and be happy that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. And then there are people who have lived alone for a very long time and could not share a bathroom or a refrigerator with someone else. And they could be very young and they're already just past that point. They've lived alone, they can't go back. You know, that exists too. So you have to be very clear about what your lifestyle is on your dating profile so that you don't waste your own time or anyone else's time, because nobody likes finding this stuff out after, like talking on the phone, thinking you're getting along, and then finding out that this person has this thing that's just a deal breaker for you. You know, it's just disappointing for everyone. It's very disappointing. So if all this stuff is down in the profile, there'll be no disappointment. Nobody's going to get disappointed. People are just going to see, right, this is what they bring to the table. I bring this, and this to the table, and I'm looking for this, and this. You know, be very straightforward. If you have strong opinions about your religion or your political beliefs, I think you should put that in there too. Some people, like me, I don't care that much about that, so I don't put it in there. But I know some people who are seriously obsessed with either their religion or their politics, and they are not going to get along with somebody who feels differently than them. So I think if you have strong opinions on either of those two topics, religion or politics, it should go in there. And then actually, let's add to that. If you have strong opinions about food, I think most vegetarians put vegetarian in their profile. Most people who are carnivores, which means you eat only meat and, like, say, meat, butter, eggs, that's what carnivores eat. And they drink water with salt in it. They put it in their profile because they know that they have unique eating habits, and they know they're not going to be compatible with anyone who wants to go get, you know, pizza or wings. Anyone who's sober, that should definitely be in your profile. And I think if you're sober, you might want to also include how long, because sometimes somebody's sober and it's just a very recent thing, and sometimes it's been years. And I think they might want to include also, are you okay with people drinking around you or not? You know, because that's really a thing that you can't take for granted. I personally know people who haven't never drank a glass of anything in their life, and they're totally fine dating people who drink heavily. It doesn't bother them at all. But there's the opposite as well. So these are things that I think we should include in profiles just to save everyone time and energy. And let's say you're just going out and about in the world and you're meeting people. These are also things that are important enough to sort of get that information out quickly. Unless you're just looking for friends. But if you're looking for somebody who's a partner and you're looking for somebody who checks these boxes that you have, it's best to ask them these questions right away. You know, are you married or were you married? Do you have any children? You know, their lifestyle is really important to figure that out. Just not to waste time, because everybody is somebody's absolute treasure. And why would people want to waste any time when they can just move on to somebody who's probably perfect for them, right? So thank you for watching as always. I hope you have a fantastic day. And people keep asking me, where do I meet people? And the quickest thing I can say, the easiest place I find to meet anyone is to meet people walking my dog. And I know not everyone has a dog, but if you are a dog person, I think it's so worth it having a dog, because you're gonna meet people nonstop just having a dog, especially if it's a cute dog. And there are so many dogs that need homes that are so cute. And it makes you happier and it makes you live longer, all those things too. So, hard time meeting people? You don't even have to be good with talking to people if you have a dog, because people will just come up and talk to you with a dog. Promise. Thank you for watching. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't, and share. Thank you. Bye.